Hey YouTube, today it's all about the iPhone and you, because today I will show you how the iPhone camera works, and if you think that you know everything about your iPhone camera, you might be right or you might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can learn something in this video anyways. If you're new with Apple and the iPhone, that's probably the right video to watch if you want to find out more about the iPhone camera and the photo app. I will show you how to edit photos. I will show you how to add the text on your photo, to change the frame rate, the format, and all the other things you need to know about the iPhone camera. Enjoy this video, and as usual, if you have any further questions, make sure to post a comment below. And because I was just about to forget it, it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone 5, 6, 7, an iPhone X, 10, whatever. The controllability is almost the same, the photo app is the same, the camera app is the same, and now enjoy this video.
Here is the camera app. To get into the camera app, there are 3 ways I'm aware of. First, slide from the bottom to the top and go onto the camera app. On iOS 12, you go from the upper right to the lower right, and there is the camera symbol as well. Imagine your phone is locked and you want to have access to the camera via the lock screen. Just tap it or look on your phone, swipe to the right, and there is your camera app. On the iPhone X and the iPhone XS Max, you double tap or do the 3D touch on the camera symbol next to the flashlight. Last but not least important is the camera app itself. Just tap on it and you're inside the camera app. Let's start straight away inside the camera app what kind of features we have. On the upper left side is the flash symbol. If you tap on that, either you can turn on the flash and it will be on for the next photo, you can turn it off, or you can leave it in auto. Once the iPhone thinks that it's too dark outside, it will turn the flash on if you have switched it to auto anyways. Let's switch that off for a moment. The next symbol is live photo. Most people don't know, once you take a photo, it looks like a normal photo in your library though, but if I do that again and you have some movement in that photo, as you can see now, wait a second. Go back onto the photo and on the upper left side it says live. That means you can put your finger on it and you see what I have done with my hands. So it gives you like the last 2 seconds basically of the photo. So you can go back, it's kind of like a video photo. The next symbol is the timer function. Let me tap on that. And as you can see, either you leave the timer off, you want to be in the photo with your family and want to put your iPhone on top of the kitchen, whatever, and say, let's start a timer. So I'm in that photo as well. Tap on the shutter release button. And as you can see, it took a couple photos with a timer of 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and it took 10 photos in a row. You can also set that to 10 seconds or switch it off. Next, but a really cool feature, are the filters, which are the next symbol. Let me tap on that. And as you can see on the lower side, there are all kind of filters that I can use now for my photos. That's vivid warm, vivid cool, dramatic warm, and you have like also 3 black and white filters as well. Here's a black and white photo. Another way to have access to the filters is quite simple. Just swipe with your finger from the bottom to the top. And as you can see, the filters open again. Let me explain you something. Once you took a photo in black and white and later on you figured out, damn it, I didn't want to have that in black and white. Go back to your photo library, say edit, tap on the filter symbol again, and you can turn that photo back to normal and leave the black and white photo behind you. Let's start from the left side. What do we have here? A time-lapse video. As you can see, once you take a video, the camera crops in. That's because it only reads the center of the sensor's camera instead of the whole sensor itself. That's why it looks like that you have zoomed in. You have an additional zoom. If you tap on the little 1x here, you have a 2x optical zoom, which not all iPhones feature, but in this case I have an iPhone 8 Plus and this iPhone does feature a 2x optical zoom. Let me explain you what time-lapse does. I start now a time-lapse video and then I'm gonna move behind the camera, move a little bit around, go out of the room, come back in, then I tap the stop button, go to the library, and sometimes it might take a while until this video has been created. Usually it takes like 5 to 10 seconds, but not more than that. And then you can see the video that I just took. Next, but for some people not a least important feature, is the slow motion capability of the iPhone. And that's the slow motion video. As you can see, you can zoom in as well if you have an iPhone that features an optical zoom. And let me show you what that does. I'm gonna move behind the camera, move very quick, as you can see now. Tap on stop, go back onto the video, hit the play button, and that's me in slow motion. Yoo-hoo! So that's a slow motion video. If you want to show your customers or your Instagram followers something very unique, I don't know, a waterfall that flows down a river or something similar, just use the slow motion feature. Next topic is the video mode. On the upper left side you have the little flash symbol again, which gives you a continuous light at the back side of the camera. You can turn it on, you can leave it off, or you can leave it in auto. For this purpose of this review, I'll leave it off. If you want to start a video, tap on the record button, and on the upper side in the center of the iPhone you have now a timer running seconds, minutes and hours. If you want to take a photo in between, there is a little shutter release button on the lower left side. Tap on that and it takes a photo in between the video. If you hit stop, you can review your video, and that's it. On the upper right side, which some of you might know or might not know, is now a symbol saying 4K 30. That means I'm taking a video now in the resolution of 4K with 30 frames per second. If you want to switch that to 4K 60 or 1080p or 720p, you need to go very deep into the camera settings, which is not in the camera app. Wow, Apple, great job. You wanted to make it easy, but you made it worse for most people who came from a different phone. But luckily, I'm here to explain you how you can change the frame rate later on. Just let me finish the photo, the portrait and the panorama mode, and then we have a discussion about how to change the frame rate. By the way, if you want to use the front camera, use the symbol on the lower right side to turn the camera around. That's me. Hello, hello, hello. Next thing is the photo mode. Here's the photo mode. Hello. Let me turn the camera around. There we go. That's the photo mode, as previously discussed, with all the filters, the timer, and of course the live photo. Next is the portrait mode, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it zoomed in another time, so to give you like that kind of telephoto lens feeling whatsoever. And as you can see, I have now that flower in the background, and here you have some additional features on the lower side. So here's natural light. Let me go to studio light, contour light, stage light, and here's stage light mono, which is black and white. If you want to adjust the exposure, just tap next to it, swipe the little slider up and down as you need it. If you want to take a square photo, nothing easier than that. Just hit square and you have that kind of Instagram frame out there. Tap on it. It works also the other way around. Hello, that's me. And if you want to trigger the shutter release button without tapping on here, just use the volume keys to do that. Last but not least important, the panorama mode. Here is a little arrow pointing towards the right side, and here's a little text next to it saying, move iPhone continuously when taking a panorama. For the purpose of a panorama, I am not at the correct space here because I'm in my room and that's nothing really special. But once you're at the beach, it's a really nice feature to have. But let me explain you how it works. Take your iPhone, turn it around as you need it. Just for the purpose of this review, I'm going to turn it towards the left side. Tap once on the shutter release button and slowly move it from the left towards the right side or wherever the little arrow is pointing to. Tap on stop. And here's your panorama photo. I know it's a bit small, it's a bit sad, but anyways, it has a high resolution and it gives you a bit more than you would expect to see with a normal photo. It makes much more fun if you have a really nice landscape, if you're at the beach, if you have the New York skyline in front of you. It's a really nice feature, but in my room it doesn't make any sense. From inside the camera app, you can review all the photos that you previously took by tapping on the lower left side on the little playback. Here are all the photos that I just took. Nice, nice, nice. Let's have a look on the photo app. Here are all the photos that we just took together, and let's tap on one of these photos. If you would like to share them with your friends, quite easy. On the lower left side is that little box with an arrow pointing outwards. That's the sharing symbol. Tap on it and you can share them straight away via iMessage, mail, Telegram, WhatsApp, Dropbox, Instagram. You can share them also on Facebook if you want to, but I don't have the app on my phone, so that's why it's not displayed. You can also duplicate these photos, which is a really hidden feature, but once you're not sure if you want to keep that photo or use a different photo, maybe used with a filter, or you have marked something, it's quite a nice thing to have. So tap on duplicate, and it's the last photo of your library. If you want to mark that as one of your favorite photos, tap on the heart symbol. Inside the albums, here are your favorites, and that's the one that we marked with a little heart. If you want to delete one of these photos, tap on the little garbage bin and delete photo. After you took that photo, you figured out, damn it, I didn't want to use a filter on that photo, or you wanted to use a different filter. No problem at all. Tap on edit, and down here you get some really nice features. For instance, you can crop this photo if you want to. Let's say you just wanted to have that amount of view on your photo. You can say done, and here's your cropped photo. But that's not all. I wanted to have a different filter. So tap on the filter symbol and you can revert back to the normal photo, to the original one, or let's take this one just for demonstration purposes. I'm not done yet. Here's another editing tool. You can change the lights, the color, and you can change it to black and white again. Let's tap on lights and see what it does. As you can see, it gives you some more contrast. It changes the light, but you will be able to change them separately if you like to. Here are 3 lines. Tap on them and it gives you some more advanced features of the capabilities what your iPhone is capable to do in post. Sorry. Some highlights. As you can see what's gonna change. Shadows. As you can see how it works. Perfect. Let's leave it like it is for the moment. And here are 3 dots. And there's another nice feature that some of you might know and might not know. It's a markup feature with some symbols. You can mark a section of this photo if you want to. As you can see, I'm drawing now. And if you tap on that little plus, you can add a text, a signature. Let's assume you have a PDF file and you need to sign that very quick and send it back as a photo. It's possible by tapping on signature, a magnifier if you need that. As you can see, here's the Buddha head. And by adding a text, you can change also the size if you'd like to. You can change the font. You can change the block. And that's it. Let's say done. Here's that magnifier. Here's our text. Of course, I didn't do any specific editing now here. And if you want to change the color of the text, if you want to change the color of these pencils, here's that black symbol. You can change it to blue, green, yellow, and red. Say done. And here's our final edited photo, just straight out of the iPhone Photo app. If you want to edit some videos, that's possible as well. Unfortunately with no filters, but you can tap on edit. And that was the slow motion video. As you can see, you can set the duration of the slow motion, and you can also cut this video into that small piece if you want to. As you can see what I've done now. Hit stop, say done, and then you can trim the video either as an original or you can save it as a new clip, which I'm gonna do now, because then it saves the original version and it gives you just that little bit extra as a different video, and that was the slow motion video. Scroll down, here's the camera app, a really hidden feature. I know if you take daily photos with your iPhone, you probably know that, but there are, and trust me, there are millions of people who don't know. Preserve settings, camera mode, filters and lighting, live photo is engaged. I turned on the grid just there so I can make sure that my lines are straight. I can also scan QR codes, which I'm gonna do for you in a few seconds. Here is the video record feature, and here you can change now finally the format and also the frame rate. It depends a bit on your iPhone, so you might not see all the versions that I have, or you see even more versions instead of the ones that I have here. So I can go back to 720p with 30 frames per second, 1080p 30, 1080p 60, with up to 4K 60 frames per second. Here's 1 minute of video will be approximately, let's say I have now 4K 60 frames per second. That's about 400 megabytes, and with 1 minute of video recording. I go back to 4K 30 because I don't need the 60 frame rate. If I go back, you can also change the camera format, so high efficiency, most capable, and here's always a little description on what each format does. I turned on Auto HDR, so in some scenarios it gives you this kind of bit extra dynamic range that you might need if you have like light pointing straight into the camera, or you have a really nice sky with some shadows in the foreground. So I keep that on. It's always nice to have. I know it's too deep and it's not accessible straight out of the camera app itself, so you have to go really into the settings of your iPhone to go to the extra features that your camera have. You are at the train station. There is a QR code. You want to scan that, go to your camera, make sure your internet is running. There's one of these QR codes, and website QR code. Open thedaniellife.com. So behind that QR code is my website, and it leads me straight onto my YouTube channel. So there we are. That's also a nice feature. I think that Most iPhones can do that, and I have only iOS 11.1 or something. The newest version at the moment is almost iOS 13. So I'm pretty old with my iPhone, but anyways, it's still capable of doing that. In the past, you needed an extra app for doing that, QR code scanner, and they were most of the time full of junk and commercial stuff and links you don't want to click on. And that's an easy way how to scan a QR code straight away.
So that was the video about the iPhone camera. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any further questions, make sure to post a comment below. The link to my iPhone is also in the video description. Thanks a lot and all the best from Frankfurt.